you want to arrive early if you're going to photograph a pet. So what happens if you don't?
Yeah, well, we never know how any pet is going to act, you know, whether they're going to be jumping around all over the place, or they might be terrified, or they might even attack whoever your friend or photographer is. So it's always best to get a little bit familiar with the dog. And so the first thing that we kind of do is we come up like this and we approach the dog, hand down, and you know, the dog kind of gently smells us and gets familiar with us, right? Yeah.
And then when it's time to take the picture, the frameable photo, you're going to go down to the dog's eye level more?
Absolutely. So
more
I'm going to back up here. Penny's going to back up just a tad.
Should I have her sit for you, or?
That'd be great either way. So yeah, we want to have Penny or our best friend sit down just like so. So again, this is adding a little bit of interest and intrigue to our photo. And
I love it.
Obviously Penny enjoys this as well. Oh my gosh, I think we just hit it out of the park with this picture.
Did you get a good one?
The nose right in the lens gets you every time.
Yeah. You definitely like the distortion on that. Lovely. Oh my goodness. Wow, this is the greatest dog I've There we go. That's right. You can pull the dog back if you want, so it doesn't get too much on my lens, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So you get those good ones, and that's what it feels like when you snap just the right one. You go, oh my gosh, okay, I've really captured this sweet puppy. If you're using a DSLR camera, you want the fast speed shutter, since the dog is going to move at the last second right before you get the good shot, right?
Yeah, 100%. Just like working with hummingbirds or anything with motion, kids running around. Obviously, your best friend, your pet dog, or anything else with any kind of motion, you want to use a fairly fast shutter speed. So the higher the shutter speed, as we learned a few minutes ago, fast shutter speed frees the subject.
And is this Penny's first professional photo shoot?
Yeah.
First ever?
I feel like she did pretty good. I mean, so keep in mind, we've only had her for 6 months, so she's a year and a half almost. So she's very puppy. Like, she still has her moments, you know, so I didn't really know how this would go. And she is pretty good at sitting. Like, I don't have any Cheerios. I'm surprised.
You've said the word.
I know, she's like just so watching everyone behind. She's
that
like,
leads us into the next thing, because if you're going to take photographs of the dog, you would have some biscuits in your pocket. You would have a second person there to maybe get the dog's attention.
Exactly, some kind of a doggy treat, something to get our friend's attention. So if I was photographing Penny right now, then ideally we'd have another person behind me right here. So either ringing a bell, waving a shiny object, whistling, snapping their finger, some kind of a doggy bone. She loves these cameras, doesn't she?
I know. Yeah. She's actually very photogenic too. I mean, I am her mom, but I just have to say, I feel like look at her on the the
So maybe that's the thing too, as a photographer, you've got to be flexible. And if the dog is really interested in something happening in that direction, I guess you change your position and you go stand by the thing that the dog is so interested in.
Yeah, you always got to be able to pivot. Yeah, always.
I love that. Do you get people that want their pets photographed? You take pictures of all different kinds, and from headshots to scenic mountain views. Do people come for dog pictures ever?
100%, yeah. I have a photo, I don't know if it's going to be shown or not, of a English Mastiff, I believe. And yeah, it was, folks love having their best friend and or their child and or their furry friend photographed and immortalized, and what better way to do that than with a professional photographer who comes to your house or who comes to the park, wherever you feel like meeting up. And yeah, we can do that either in front of a nice backdrop or outdoors in the park, etc. Yeah.
Right. Also, I have a question. Just because, like, when you're out, and I mean, I'm a meteorologist, so I think about the weather a lot.
Right.
Do you want the sun right on them? Do you want them in the shade? Like, what really is
okay,
the best?
That's an excellent question. Thank you so much for asking that. So regarding the sun, we've got what's called the golden hours.
Yes,
all right, and the golden hours are basically within an hour or two of sunrise and an hour or two before sunset, depending on where you live. What that produces are nice kind of amber, sort of yellow tints. You have longer shadows. You have better shadow transitions. So ideally, that's the best time of day to shoot. Me personally, I enjoy photographing anything on a cloudy day, not necessarily overcast, but so the sun is kind of blocked, but then you still get a lot of pattern, texture in the sky as well as the blue sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's pretty well behaved, right? I mean, I have to say.
And you've got Penny out and about. You're taking pictures as you go. This is good, usable advice. And it's also, I think, advice for parents of toddlers and parents of dogs. It's a very similar set of rules that would apply.
Right, that goes for anyone, I would say. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
So it's nap time at home, so.
Well, you know, a day under the lights of TV.
Not yet.
Yeah.
She had breakfast, and then this is her nap time. Mom gets home around, 11:30 noon. And
which is probably another good time to take pictures of a sleeping dog. They're very peaceful then.
Adorable, yes.
All right. Well, anything else you want people to know? I think sometimes it's an intimidating task. People think, okay, I'm going to set out and get that perfect picture. Any advice or just what should they keep in mind when they're out on that mission?
I mean, just be prepared. Make sure you have the proper equipment, as we chatted about in the previous segment. Make sure it's properly maintained. Once again, if you are going to photograph your pet, someone else's pet, it's best to have a second person there to help with the animal control, so to speak. And beyond that, just know your camera.
Yeah, well, you certainly are a great teacher to us. We appreciate all your insight. Forrest Briggs Photo Video, you offer the private photography lessons, professional headshots, videography, and much more. We'll have your details online on Access Carolina. Penny, thank you so much for being here. Catherine, you saved the day.
You know,
Penny's an absolute pleasure.
Anytime.
Gosh, oh my goodness.
Nice to work with you.
It's a pleasure. High paws all around.
High paws all around.
We'll keep it right here. Access Carolina is back after